Hi, this is Loran Swenson with AO Scan, and welcome to our instructional video series. In this video, we will talk about how to set up your AO Scan at the beginning, setting it up and personalizing it to your business. So to get started, when you open up your system and you get to your desktop, find the icon and double click on it and open up the program. This is your starting page whenever you open up the AO Scan program. Here you can select the administrative things like selecting a client. The last one, and this is the most important one, is the client data. Now this is the form that you fill out for every client, and it's absolutely imperative that you do it correctly. You cannot go back and change this unless you completely delete it and start over, but then any scans that you have done on that file will have to be deleted as well. So to the side of each box is an example of how it needs to be set up. So I'm going to type in the information for me so that you can see how this is done. Last name. So capitalize the last name, then comma, space, first name. Now if there is a middle initial, there would be a comma, space, and the middle initial. If there is no middle initial, you would not put the comma or the space after the first name. Okay. Now you can use either your tab button or your mouse to go to the next field. So click on tab, obviously gender, male or female, and we want that to be capitalized. So capital M. And it's important that when you do this and that all your technicians do it exactly the same. This is the one that you need to spend the time on to make sure everybody understands the importance of filling out this form correctly. Okay, the next one, click tab, birth date. A 2-digit month followed by a 2-digit birthday and the / and then a 4-digit year, just like it shows you in the example. Next is their email. Now you will have some people that don't have an email address or are opposed to having an email address. What you need to do is explain that by having an email that we can put into this category makes it to where we can send your reports instantly, and you have them in your hand without having to have them printed out or any of the other hassles with not being able to email them. And so if you have someone that is adamant about not giving an email, then you must enter noemail@gmail.com. No fields can be empty, and they have to be filled out the way that they're designed. In this case, I'll put my email in. Make sure that the email is correct. And again, if they're not going to give you one, then you must type in noemail@gmail.com. Once you've got the email in, go to the next one. Now on the phone number, just like the example shows, there are no hyphens or dashes. So you'd put in the number without those the hyphens. There it is. Next, and their birthplace. Birthplace, we want city, comma, space, and state if it's in the USA. And you can add USA if you wish. Or if it's outside of the United States, we just need the city and the country. In this case, we'll type in the city and the country. It could have been Orem, space, comma, space, Utah, comma, space, USA. It could be Beijing, comma, China, whatever it is. Whatever you decide to do in this for your clients, make sure you're consistent with all your clients. Okay? Again, city, comma, space, state, or country. Next is height. Now, the program is set up to either be in metric or in your English measurements. If it's metric, just like the example says, 1.7 or whatever the height is, space, and then you spell out the word meters. If it's in English, then you would type in the feet, space, spell out feet, space, inches, space, and you would spell it out, just like so. 5 feet, space, and then 7 space inches. On your weight, again, just like the example shows, if it's in kg, the number of kilograms, space, kg, or the pounds, space, and then LB. Not LBS, just LB. 210 pound, 5 feet 7 inches. That's the way these fields are set up, and that's the way it needs to be entered. Hair color is based on the color of their hair when they were 10 to 12 years old. An eye color. So here we have the information. Go through this with your client. Make sure that all the information is correct. Make sure that your formatting is precise. Once you're satisfied that it's there, and see we've got Germany is spelled wrong. You want to make sure everything is correct. Now let's say that you fill this out for somebody and they weigh 170 pounds. And 2 months down the road they come in and they say, well, I've lost 20 pounds. I want to change my data file. You cannot do that. It's based on the day that you start, and it doesn't matter if their weight goes up or down. If they dye their hair, none of those things matter. What's important is that the data initially was put in correctly. Once that's in, you've gone through it, everything's correct, click Save. And that's how you set up your program, and that's how you get a client. When a client comes back and you need to relocate that client, you would open up the program, go to Select Client. It will come up blank, and you have 2 ways of finding that information. In the bottom box where it says Search String, you can type in, or you can go to Select Client and type in the first 4 letters of their last name and hit Enter. Or I'm sorry, Select Client, and there it is. And if that's the right one, then you would hit Save and move on. Okay, and that concludes this video. Thank you for watching.